Fighters ready. Go.
Let's check out this video with this trailer with Ahsoka. So last week, if you guys remember the last week's episode, Ahsoka Tano was finally revealed. Shout out to Rosario Dawson. She did a great job as Ahsoka Tano. And what she did was she said, hey, send Grogu, who that is what Baby Yoda's name is, Grogu, send it to this planet to where send Grogu to planet and that way he could reach out for a Jedi. So that's what this episode was about. We're gonna play this trailer from last week's episode, and then we'll play some. While we'll talk, we'll play some scenes from this week's episode. We'll let this play. Yo. Damn. Now, if you guys are a Star Wars fan, like Star Wars nerd like me, you know where kind of it's kind of cool, kind of seeing her, still alive and everything like that. They've shown in different medium. Like I've been watching her since Star Wars Clone Wars. So she's been in Star Wars Rebels. That's why she got the white lightsabers, and that's how she was able to survive the Order 66 that took out all the Jedi's. That's only what fans would know. Nerds, as we like to call them, Star Wars nerds, but they would know that she survived Order 66. They showed that in Star Wars Clone Wars, where she survived, and it's cool that she was able to meet up with the Mandalorian last week, and it also shows how tough the Mandalorian's Beskar armor is, because the Beskar is the only thing able to block a lightsaber, so it's pretty cool how they do that.
This is the way.
So far, so good. This season has been fantastic. We're gonna jump into the new episode where we have a lot of things that happen. Now, I'm definitely gonna be talking about what happened in the episode. So the spoiler alert for people who ain't really watch it. I'm kind of gonna give my thoughts. I'm not really gonna spoil too much, but because a lot of it, I guess you got to really watch. But we're gonna talk about what kind of really happened and my thoughts about the episode. First of all, I got to say definitely like the well. Let me give my complaints about the episode first. First big complaint where I feel like this whole show is kind of this whole show's problem is that they don't do for the season to only be like 8 episodes or whatnot. They only do like episodes like the episodes get smaller and smaller every episode. So, for example, the first episode was probably like 50 to 60 minutes. Second episode, 45 minutes. All right. The third episode, maybe another 45 minutes. Okay. The fourth episode, that's when they get to like make it like 30 minutes. And it's like this episode, definitely a great episode. However, it's almost 30 minutes long. So it's like you're telling us you're telling a story that's only a season that's going to last 8 episodes. I get you want to tell a short, concise story, and they're really doing a good job of telling a short and concise story. However, if you're going to do just a small season, you should make it like an hour episode. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what make Daredevil shine. They did hour episodes, even though the season was kind of long. 13 episodes. They did hour episodes, and they made you very interested and invested in the Mandalorian, in the show itself. So that's one of my gripes about the show. First off, but what I really liked about the show, definitely, I liked the pacing on the show in terms of how everything comes together and how everything's working and why they all meet up and everything like that. It was cool as hell. Again, I did mention it before. Boba Fett showed up in The Mandalorian. I thought that was great. I thought it was cool. First of all, we're gonna start off in the beginning where they finally make it. You see Mandalorian making fun of Grogu's name, and they finally now we got his name Grogu. He's making fun of Grogu using his name and everything like that. I thought that was hilarious. Personally, I thought that was funny as hell. Because people don't like that name Grogu. I personally thought it was okay. I call him Grogu because that's his name now. His name is Grogu. So, Grogu it is. And I guess the Mandalorian, uh, which he has his name too, and he even said his name too. We didn't even use his name, but we have the Mandalorian uses his name Grogu, so which is cool, which is fine by me. If he wants to go by Grogu, hopefully the fans can go by Grogu. So again, as we said, they finally make it to the planet Theron, I think it was, that Ahsoka sent him to in the last episode, so they can put him onto the barrier or the thing, and Grogu can reach out for a Jedi or whatnot. So as soon as he did that, again, Boba Fett came down, and also another character came down. I think her name was Maul. She came back as well, and which we figured, if you guys remember this Mandalorian season 1, where he went to Tatooine and he teamed up with that guy. Um, I can't remember that one bounty hunter that betrayed him in the end. He had to kill him in season 1. Mao, she came back, and it turns out Boba Fett in season 1 that came and grabbed her, which I'm glad. Now I'm finally glad that scene paid off, because I hate when they do videos. I hate when they do shows and they always try to leave it open ended, and they make you wait. So now it finally paid off in season 2. To finally have about that. So let's play this scene right now, real quick, to let you guys let's show you what
Are you Jedi?
what happened during this. What happened during their meeting. The Mandalorian.
Or are you after the child?
Fan service.
I'm here for the armor.
If you want my armor, you'll have to peel it off my dead body.
I don't want your armor. I want my armor. That you got from Cobb Vanth back on Tatooine. It belongs to me.
And what was cool that he came back. He came back for his armor, and it's cool that he came back for his armor, because people was wondering what happened to for the longest time. People were wondering what happened to Boba Fett. Then in episode 1 of The Mandalorian season 2, we saw Boba Fett actually came back, and not just in terms of him personally, but in terms of his armor. Like I said, Cab Van had it and was using it as being a sheriff to saving his town, and then he gave it to the Mandalorian after they helped destroy the I want to call it bullworm, but I want to call it bullworm, but I can't remember what it was called. A crate dragon. After they killed the crate dragon, so after they killed the crate dragon, he took Django. He took Boba Fett's armor and took it with him, and it looks like Boba Fett tracked him down to get the armor back. And it was cool. And I'm gonna show this scene as well, and it was cool with Boba's character. And now, as much as people love Boba's character, Boba Fett, he honestly has not really done anything. If you really, me being a Star Wars fan, I've watched all the Star Wars films, watched all the Star Wars shows, here and there, watch all the major Star Wars stuff. And his really draw thing, he was there in, what's it called, the Return of the Jedi. He was there in, what's it called? Not Return of the Jedi. No, he was here. He was in Return of the Jedi. Now Return of the Jedi. It was what was that middle? Empire. He was in the Empire. That's what it was. He was in Empire. He took that back. He didn't really do anything in Empire, and then he went to what was it? Return of the Jedi. and then he got killed like stupidly, and then nobody saw him again. Then we now in the Mandalorian we see that he was back. We don't know how he survived the Sarlacc pit, but as you can see, he's back in fighting form. So let's play this video where he actually came back, where they fighting some stormtroopers. All right. Huh. It's craziness. Dope as hell. You can see in this show, he confers to the foundling way of thinking, just like the Mandalorian does. You know how he kind of thinks like Death Watch, pretty much. So I guess that shows Jango Fett was actually a part of Death Watch before he, became a bounty hunter, a Mandalorian bounty hunter. It looks like, because it looks like he said he fought in the Mandalore Civil Wars or whatnot. Which, yeah, I think that was Death Watch that fought against Sativ on Mandalore, I think during the Civil War. So that was cool. I thought that was cool that we actually got to find out about Boba Fett in the room. We didn't talk about Moff Gideon. Moff Gideon. He actually came back. Spoiler alert, they actually captured the child. And unfortunately, they captured the child. I don't know what they're trying to do with him. It seems like they were trying to do some tests. But it's crazy now. They finally exploring that story, and it looks like looks like the next two episodes, which is the last two episodes of season 2, are going to focus on getting Grogu back from Moff Gideon. Now I wonder what his secret is. We're gonna play some scenes from Moff Gideon, but I wonder what his secret is in terms of like who he is and why does he have the black sword of Mandalore? And as you can see, he has a dark saber. So I'm wondering what that means in terms of why why he knows about Grogu. Two, why he has a dark saber. Is he a Mandalore? Is he a Jedi, or was he a Jedi? Is he a Sith now? What is going on in terms of who he is? Why does he know about Grogu? What is he trying to do? What is his plan? And I feel like now season 2 we're going to actually like learn more about Moff Gideon, if he will be like a long-term antagonist, or if they'll take him out. So I'm very excited to see what they're gonna do with Moff Gideon. So like I said, at the end of this episode, they got Moff Gideon got the little boy Grogu, and it was cool because you seen Grogu. I guess he kind of powered up because when they brought him into when the Mandalorian brought him into Din Djarin, that's what his name is. When the Mandalorian brought him into that little circle, Grogu was meditating, and you seen powers come through, and Mandalorian was trying to jump in and get Grogu. Like, let's cut it off. Let's cut it off. It's time to go. And he couldn't even get through that barrier, so it was interesting. So he might have powered up because you see a dope scene that they had in the episode where Grogu's using his force powers, taking out some, what what's it called? Some stormtroopers, and using his force power, taking up some stormtroopers, and he's gotten very powerful. So it looks like he kind of had a power up in terms of he went to that. So I wonder what it all means in terms of why John Esposito came through, and if a Jedi actually was going to come at all. Maybe this was the Jedi since he has a dark saber. Maybe he's still trying to train him. I wonder what's going on with that. So I'm very excited. We got two more episodes to find out exactly what's going to happen on the show, The Mandalorian. I'm very excited, but overall, this episode was a great episode. If I was going to give it a rating, I'll give it an 8. Like I said, my biggest complaint is that it's very short. It's only 30 minutes. And I'm like, if you're going to tell a story, why are you going to make it 30 minutes? You should tell a longer story, or at least make the episodes longer. I feel like they could flesh out the story a little bit more, even though this story is a lot more actiony. Definitely had a good time watching it. So glad they opened up more of the mythos. I'm so glad they're kind of taking the fan service and actually kind of bringing it together and making its own mythos. Because a lot of it was on the floor with Jango Fett, or not Jango Fett, but Boba Fett. His story was kind of more in Legends. So now they're taking his story and making it canon to the whole Star Wars plot, which is the Skywalker saga. Now they're making it its own thing, 5 years after that. They got Ahsoka as well. Again, Ahsoka came last week. And apparently apparently that episode took place during Star Wars Rebels, I think of what it was, where they were finding Admiral Thrawn. So, I guess we did this episode at 8. Again, the length was the only thing that kind of hurt me in it. And so it kind of felt like the story was a little rushed. However, this episode was fucking fantastic. Season 2 of The Mandalorian is becoming a very great show. And I'm totally loving it. I'm looking forward to it every week. I'm going to be very sad in the next 2 weeks when the show actually ends. It should be a longer season show, to be honest with you. Like, this is one of the best Star Wars. This is one of the best Star Wars shows that we actually seen. The robot troopers, whatever they were, they came out and they captured poor Grogu. That's off my talk. My speculation again. We'll see what happens next week. I think next week is going to be an episode about them trying to get one of the guys that's in jail because they have to find a ship in order to save Grogu. It was definitely a great episode.